Good morning, welcome to a morning review on Friday the 6th of March. This is Kim Watson speaking for Easy Trader. Okay, looking at the euro dollar first, and as you can see, yesterday we once again made new recent lows. We're heading off at this juncture, we're heading towards the monthly S2 area, and if we keep on running at this rate, it won't be probably too long before we run down to the S3. Looking relatively weak, some very spiky type candles there. There's sort of real mixed news yesterday when Draghi was speaking. 1 minute he was saying it all looked rather rosy, and then the next minute he then put in the if all of the financial easing works properly words, which saw the market sell off quite quickly. Looking at where we are at the moment, well, we're sort of sitting there consolidating. We've got a possible upside target of 1.1043 or 44, somewhere in that region. I think the longer picture is the closer the more we're moving down here, the more chance we've got of breaking down to 1.09 sort of region, and maybe again, and maybe even running eventually over the next few days down to parity. So it's certainly a possibility, but for now, as I say, a bit of an upside target potentially of 104.36. If we keep on running as we are, well, I'll be continuing to look for shorts, looking for yesterday's low as a target. Okay, that's the euro. I have to remain relatively bearish on it. Looking at the pound dollar. Before I actually move on, I should say we've obviously got non-farm payrolls out today, so if there's a good chance from here that if the figures come out particularly well, we could be dropping quite quickly on the euro. Looking at the pound, and again sold off, followed the euro's lead yesterday, pretty much the same. Quite choppy at the moment. It's consolidating in this range again. It's got a let's just check that it's wrong. Let's refresh that. It's all over its daily pair. That's fine. So no upside targets here, and really it's a case of if it continues selling off here, I would be looking at yesterday's lows and maybe below there, but we haven't got a massive range in this. Never moved a big distance yesterday. We stayed at the whole day's range. It was only half its normal sort of levels, so only about 52 pips in all. And whilst it remains in a sort of choppy sort of position, it's much more difficult to trade, obviously. So as I say, possibly looking down towards that S1 area, yesterday's lows in the S1 if it starts selling off. If it does catch any rallies, we may just run back into that 60-minute 50. If we can break that, well, there's possibly a bigger bounce in store, but at the moment looking very weak. The dollar yen, if you look at the bigger time frames first, and we did push up quite strongly yesterday. It's one of those rare moments. I say rare moments. One of those moments after saying that it barely moves in the mornings and then chops all mornings and then moves in the afternoon. This moved really well and straight up there in the morning. However, now it's consolidated back again into range. It's not really giving us too much in the way of clues to where it may run at the moment, but possibly if we've seen euro and the pound selling off, we could see this rallying towards yesterday's highs and maybe even up to the S1. It remains bullish, the upside targets look better. Wary of seeing it go much beyond the 120 area. There's certainly the potential for it, but I'll be surprised if it does at this juncture. Okay, Aussie dollar. Again, yet another day range bound within the same range as the previous few days. It's finding it difficult to actually do anything. If we can break the lows, there's a whole series of lows. If we can thoroughly break those lows, I would easily jump on the bear side. It did it throughout yesterday's trading sort of later on towards midday. It never really. We just sort of sold off later in the morning, in the day. It's managed quite a decent rally at this juncture. We've already ran into that back into the hourly 50. If we can get any purchase here, maybe it could push up once again. But you've got quite a steep trend line here. Let's draw this on for you. Cross here, which it's broken a little bit, so it may just be a signal that it's going to come off again. But see how it runs. It could just have walked out it sideways and just rally up. If it starts getting into any rallies, maybe the 200 sort of area will provide some resistance again. It's just such a choppy chart, very difficult to really choose direction on it at this juncture. Right, okay, that's it for me. Nothing else much to say there. As I say, we've got non-farm out at 1:30 today, and nothing much leading into that. So if we can get any decent moves this morning, maybe we get a bit of a trade on those. But certainly, I think at 1:30 we could see sort of a bit more direction for the afternoon, leading into the close of play. Hope you have a great one, great weekend. Bye for now.